period, that means from September 2023 to September 2024. I'm speaking little with less speed when I deal with the data so that it gets registered on your brain. It helps you to register it. So within this span of say September 2023 to September 2024, 37.6% of the Indian households, they have 37.6 rural households reported that their incomes increased. इसको इनकम के बढ़ोतरी हुआ है, अच्छा है। ये 37.6% अगर बोलते हैं ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में कि मेरा इनकम बढ़े है, ये अच्छा है। लेकिन इसके साथ और भी आंकड़े हैं। ये क्या है कि 37.6% informed their incomes increased, more than 80% reporting that their consumption expenditure also increased. So income बढ़ेगा 37.6%, 80% बोल रहा है कि हमारे consumption expenditure भी बढ़े हैं. So the gap is reducing. I will come to that in a minute. More than 40% of the households reported increase in borrowing during this period. More than 40% of the rural households ये बोलते हैं कि हमारे borrowings बढ़े हुए हैं. इसमें से अच्छा ठीक है, इसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बोरिंग बढ़े हैं तो ग्रामीण बैंक से भी लोन लेते हैं, हमारे पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक से भी लोन लेते हैं, कोऑपरेटिव बैंक से भी लोन लेते हैं, तो इससे अच्छा है. बोरिंग्स एज सच बोरोइंग इज नॉट बैड provided there is a rider, and the people in the working in the Grameen Bank and officers, you may be knowing better than me, if the borrowing is supported by investments in the physical assets created to make a dent into the economic conditions of the society, then it is good, it's not bad. But out of these 40% rural households who say that borrowings increased, 22% is only telling that our borrowing has gone in favor of the productive investment. पकड़े है डेटा 40% बोल रहा है कि borrowings बढ़े हैं, 22% is telling only that मेरा borrowing जो बढ़े है इसके ऊपर मैं productive investment किया है. बाकी ये जो difference है ये क्या है? ये है consumption expenditure. So consumption expenditure has increased very seriously. This is the reason why if you find that in the rural economy, especially in agriculture, investment is not increasing. Investment in productive purpose, that is most important. And in this, I was there in Delhi on 23rd, 24th March, where I found that All India Democratic Women's Association, they have organized a wonderful seminar. On the second day, I was called to present my paper over there. And they had carried out a unique survey of 9,000 women all over India, spanning into 21 states and more than 100 villages where you work. तो ये सारे उधर से महिलाएं 600 से ज्यादा इकट्ठा हुए हैं दिल्ली में 23rd, 24th अगस्त. AIDWA मीन्स ऑल इंडिया डेमोक्रेटिक वीमेंस एसोसिएशन, उन्होंने एक साल से ज्यादा इन्होंने सर्वे किया है जो माइक्रो फाइनेंस इंस्टीट्यूशन से लोन लेते हैं. एंड out of that 9,000 women, some 650 women participated, narrating their woes. And you cannot, I guarantee you, those who are a little bit emotional, you cannot hold your tears seeing their trouble. How microfinance institutions like Bandhan and others, I believe people sitting in Assam, they know it much better. What havoc these microfinance institution, NBFCs and these small finance banks are carrying out. Actually, they are your competitors in the social banking. Killing simply. one after another, poor ladies, people are having multiple loans. And I wrote a paper in Frontline. On those who are interested, you can go to the website and find out from Frontline on 10th of September 2021. The Reserve Bank is the regulator there. And Reserve Bank has carried out a unique regulatory policy, came out in 2022. What does it say? That we remove the upper interest cap for the lending of the microfinance institution. जो चाहे वो ले सकते हैं. कितना? 120% तक इंटरेस्ट लोन के ऊपर लेते हैं माइक्रोफाइनेंस इंस्टीट्यूशन, एंड देयर इज नो चेक्स एंड बैलेंस बाय आरबीआई. अभी आरबीआई के डेप्यूटी गवर्नर वन मिस्टर राव वाज टेलिंग सम कपल ऑफ मंथ्स बैक, यू मस्ट हैव सीन इन द न्यूज़पेपर, अरे ये क्या कर रहे हैं, ये महिलाएं की शोषण हो रहा है. अरे दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ योर पॉलिसी. यू हैव रिमूव्ड दैट अपर इंटरेस्ट कैप फॉर देम. अच्छा, उसमें क्या बोले हैं? अच्छा, आप कितना लोन दे सकते हैं? लोन देके डुबाओ तो नहीं कर सकते ना आप. यू कैनॉट ड्राउन द पीपल बाय गिविंग लोन्स. सो बोलता है कि 6 बार 4 बार 7 लोन देते हैं. एंड वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट बैंक्स, आई डोंट वांट टू मेंशन द नेम्स, very big bank now, you can understand, now has been transformed from microfinance institution to a commercial bank. That bank, when all other avenues for these poor ladies got closed because of the multiple loaning and they cannot repay those loans, that ex-bank steps in. The महिलाएं बोल रहे हैं, actually मेरा ये all of us, it was almost a news. We were not knowing. वो बोलते हैं कि आपके जो पुराना वाले जो सारे लोन आपके पास है वो हम लोग ये कर देंगे, हम उसको विल रिपे दैट विथ अ फ्रेश लोन. इसकी तो सिविल स्कोर खराब हो गया सबके, तो कैसे मिलेगा? बोलता है आपके आधार कार्ड दे दीजिए. सी द क्राइम बीइंग कमिटेड, ये आधार कार्ड को फाजिंग करते हैं. वो दूसरा आधार कार्ड क्या निकला वो महिलाएं के नाम के ऊपर, उसका भी कुछ पता नहीं, आधार कार्ड ले लिया, बोलता है आपका फ्रेश लोन सैंक्शन हो गया. जब प्रभात पटनायक एंड अदर्स एंड जस्टिस मदन लोकुर, हु वाज द एक्स सुप्रीम कोर्ट जज, हु वाज ऑन द जूरी बोर्ड, दे स्टार्टेड आस्किंग दैट हाउ मच इज द इंटरेस्ट रेट. बोलता है हमके सर कुछ पता नहीं है, कितना लेते हैं? तब बोलता है ये बोलता है कि सप्ताह में 1700 रुपया करके भरना है. So when we calculate the principal and this interest, it comes out to be something around 60%, 70%, 80%, 120%. So these are the people who are your competitors, these financial sharks. Competitors of the public sector banks. And अभी क्या है, public sector banks ने क्या किया है? They have taken a very interesting route. मैं 2024 को जो आंकड़े जो है आपके पास रखना चाहता हूं. What is the total amount of the ground level agricultural credit all over India? It is around 25 lakh crore. सरकार बोलते हैं कि it's wonderful. Yes, it is wonderful. 25 lakh crore. अच्छा, कमर्शियल बैंक कितने देते हैं? आपके इधर आसाम का फिगर में मैं कल देख रहा था, सबसे ज्यादा बढ़ोतरी कमर्शियल बैंक की. Around 80% of the loans are given by the commercial bank, both public and private. Public sector banks are overtaking the private sector banks. That's a good thing. पर कहां जाते हैं पैसा? इतना सारे लोन, out of 25 lakh crore, 20 lakh crore is given by, exact figure is 19.8 lakh crore, 2024, 31st March, is given by the banks, commercial banks. RRB कितना देता है? Barely around 3 lakh crore. 24 का डेटा मैं बोलता हूं. और कोऑपरेटिव बैंक, सबसे दुख की बात है, वो उसको खत्म कर दिया सारे देश में. 2.3 lakh crore. So you are giving around 12% of the total ground level credit in the agriculture. Commercial bank is giving 80%, and balance some 7%, 9% is given by the cooperative banks. अच्छा ठीक है, अच्छा है कि कमर्शियल बैंक 80% दे रहा है, तो आपकी इतराजी क्या है? Why are you so perturbed about that? There is a term called urbanization of agri credit. Very interesting. Many of you may be knowing that. Big branches in Mumbai city, in Kolkata, they are giving agricultural loans. To whom this money goes? What kind of agriculture is there in the city of Mumbai? You can all understand. Ambani type का आदमी को पॉकेट में जाता है. NABARD, most unfortunately, we have lost around 1100 crore of NPA by giving advance to Anil Ambani farm, that gentleman who has been declared as bankrupt by a British court. Person is having number of yachts, number of personal jet planes, and when the court asked in Britain that, अरे आपके तो इतना सारे yacht है, इतने सारे जेट प्लेन है, बोले वो सारे मेरा वाइफ के नाम में है, मेरा सन के नाम में है, मैं तो ये हो गया, बैंकरप्ट हो गया, आई एम फुल्ली ब्रोक. And now the ED and CBI has steps in and they are carrying out some business that okay, इसके against में हम lookout notice जारी करेंगे, वो करेंगे. आज तक I don't think that Ambani has come back. This Anil Ambani, the junior Ambani, he has come back to the country. He has eloped with crores of money of the commercial bank with 1100 crore from NABARD also. So what kind of finance is this? This is urbanization of agri credit. Who are your competitors as RRB that you are fighting? Very dangerous people. So this is most important that we must keep in mind. And in many states, if you see UP, West Bengal, Assam, Jharkhand, Bihar, this vacating of these credit spaces by the institutional lenders like public sector banks, RRBs also to a great extent. Though RRBs have very shining examples of important performance that I will come to in a minute or so, but this is filled by the microfinance institution and NBFCs whom banks are financing now. Very interesting. And this is part of your priority sector lending now. Supposing a ex-bank, State Bank of India, today finances a microfinance institution or NBFC, it will be treated as part of this 40% priority sector lending. ये अजीब सी चीज है. And these people, do you know that how much of NPA? This NBFC, it is a ticking time bomb of NPA for the public sector banks also. More than 50,000 crores of rupees of NPA is spending public sector bank and banks financing to NBFCs. Because ये तो multiple loaning क्या है ना, जिसकी कोई उधार वापस देने का कोई क्षमता ही नहीं है, अगर उसके पास आप लोन देते जाओ रहोगे तो क्या होगा? तो यही है, हालत यही बना है. Without having any due diligence. And I wrote in front line that every loan should be related to the income of the family. Na? If I have 100 rupees of income the way I began, if I am pushed 20,000 rupees of loan, from where do I repay? And basically all these loans are basically consumption loans. Consumption loans are not bad. I am not telling that taking a loan for education, taking a loan for the health, education is bad. But productive investment नहीं है. तो इसके तौर पर अभी एक ticking time bomb commercial bank में develop हो रहे हैं कि more than 50,000 crores of NPA is getting generated for these banks for financing these NBFCs and microfinance institutions. अभी एक अजीब सी चीज बाजार में ये लोग खड़ा किया है. ये सब बोलते हैं, means this microfinance institution, that day I was reading in Business Line, these people are telling that अभी सरकार को हमारे ऊपर जो ये जो लोन दिया है, जो सरकारी बैंक ने, इसके ऊपर सरकारी गारंटी होना चाहिए. सी, ये लोग बोल रहे हैं कि हमारे ऊपर जो लोन उन्होंने दिया है वो वापस नहीं कर पा रहा है. अभी बोलता है कि इसके ऊपर लोन तो देना ही पड़ेगा, इसके ऊपर सरकार की गारंटी भी देना पड़ेगा. अगर वो वापस ना करे तो सरकार दे देंगे. Is it privatization? I remember Many of you may be knowing, couple of years back, one Mr. Swaraj Paul is a very famous industrialist, you know. So he came to India. Before the new liberal economy began in 1991, he started taking, at that point of time, हम लोग सब बोलते थे उस time में कि taking the charge of these companies, Tata, Birla. उस time अंबानी इतना ज्यादा नहीं था, तो he was purchasing shares. तो ये सब लोग बोल रहे हैं कि अरे हमारे कंपनी जा रहा है, ये कर रहे हैं, हम निजी क्षेत्र की ये भूमिका सब ये दुर्बल कर रहे हैं. तो Swaraj Paul told a wonderful thing, I still remember. The gentleman died couple of months back. वो बोला है, you privatize the private sector in India. It's a wonderful quotation given by Mr. Swaraj Paul. Achha, what is many of us may not be knowing. What is the share of Tatas in Tata company? Barely 10-15%. Rest, LIC, banks, everywhere. If you find everywhere, all these people are basically over-leveraged companies. Borrowings ज़्यादा है. अभी यदि इंडिया में बोरोइंग्स का कॉस्ट बढ़ गया तो ये बाहर जा रहा है, एक्सटर्नल कमर्शियल बोरोइंग ECBs, आप जानते हैं सब. तो ठीक है. तो दिस MFI मॉडल, why they should be treated as a part of the priority sector finance of the public sector banks. It should stop immediately. And that came out in 23rd, 24th August in the recommendation of the jury board. And these women-headed families, they must be given loan at 4. Digital penetration, largest number of internet user, not even 15%, it is 13.5% digital penetration. So what is the state of this digital penetration among the women in India? This is very important for you also to understand, because all of us are using smartphone, we are using, but this is not India. You are talking about this inclusive growth. So I am coming to that picture. Now what is required? Required is that a strong regulatory role. You have written the challenges ahead. What should be the road ahead? One of the most important road ahead should be RBI should very clearly and sternly regulate these sectors. And there should be renewed emphasis on the SHG bank linkage program, traditional, which RRB called cooperatives within cooperatives. What is that? That is, cooperatives themselves will develop the SHGs. In West Bengal, unique thing happened during the last left front government rule, that cooperatives overtook all other institutions in SHG bank linkage program. That is everything gone now. You can all understand reading newspapers and everything. So these are the things on which we must concentrate. And one most important thing इसके साथ जो जुड़े हुए हैं, वो I would like to deal with that. That is about the institutional crisis and crisis of finance faced by NABARD. Is very important, because the NABARD concessional funds, which is a statutory obligation on behalf of, just listen very carefully, this is very important, under section 42, 43 of NABARD Act and under section 46A of RBI Act, both these acts, it provides what? That each year, even today these are the rules, these acts are not amended. Section 42, 43 of NABARD Act and Section 46A of RBI Act. What does it say? That each year out of RBI profit, a significant chunk, around 8 to 9%, would come to NABARD in the form of long-term investment. There was a fund called National Rural Credit Funds. ये 1992 से बंद हो गया. क्यों? Because entire RBI surplus and money now goes to Government of India to balance their fiscal deficit. अच्छा, आप इस बार देखें 2025 के आंकड़े क्या है? 69,000 crore, 2.69 lakh crore, ये आरबीआई सरप्लस गवर्नमेंट के पास गया. ये पैसा नाबार्ड को भी आना चाहिए. 8 to 9%. We have made on behalf of All India NABARD Employees Association, of which I am the General Secretary, we have made a back of the envelope calculation. That if 8 to 9%, which was given in 1992, then stopped, if this money comes to NABARD, it is having a very deep connection with your RRB and cooperative. I am coming to that. Why? Because if this 2.69 lakh crore RBI surplus, which is going to Government of India to balance their fiscal deficit, अच्छा fiscal deficit क्यों हो रहा है? ये जो सारे concessions दे रहा है, आप जानते हैं कि corporates को concessions दे रहा है in a very big way, by tax incentive, other, इसे government में घाटे पड़ते हैं, तो घाटे कहाँ से make up करता है? Part of this is to transfer the RBI surplus to Government of India. It's not because of you. Not because of your pension, not because of your increased wages. They want us to believe that because of that you are running in deficit. No. Not because of the impending pay commission report of the central government employees. No. It is mainly because of the concessions given by the big corporates. That is the basic idea of the 1991 neoliberal economic policy. So, out of this 2.69 lakh crore, if you just calculate on the back of the envelope 8 to 9%, it would have meant 24,000 crore, 22 to 24,000 crore per year. It would have become a free money for NABARD. Statutorily, RBI is obliged. Then NABARD also is obliged as per Act. अच्छा, अगर ये पैसा NABARD के पास आ गया को अनिल अंबानी को दे सकता है क्या? No. NABARD has to necessarily channel this money through the agents of the cooperatives and RRBs. So if that money comes to NABARD, on which we are fighting, you must have seen my lot of interviews in Business Line, and that was raised in 23rd, 24th August in Delhi also, and I'm happy to announce that one of the principal recommendations of the jury board is that RBI money should come to NABARD free of cost, so that it can be channeled through the agencies of cooperatives and regional rural banks. So your problem in one stroke of concessional finance will be to a great way addressed if this mechanism can be restarted, because it is already there as per the statutes, as per law. ये कानून में प्रावधान है, लेकिन सरकार ये पालन नहीं कर रहे हैं. And we are the only organization in NABARD, All India NABARD Employees Association. We had raised this vociferously, and we are little thankful to our present chairman, Mr. Shaji KV, who happens to be an RRB man, because you know that he was the initial chairman of the Kerala Grameen Bank when he was in Canara Bank. So he actually has brought this idea quite well, and he told that only none of the NABARD top officials has made him aware about this. It is only All India NABARD Employees Association who has made him aware about the existence of these statutory provisions and how this money can come, and how with this money entire regeneration of the cooperative system of this country and RRB can be handled. So this is one of the road ahead you are talking. So this is one of the road ahead on which you also must join as All India Democratic Women Association. We are grateful to them. They have joined. All India Kisan Sabha has joined with us by strongly raising this demand that this money should come to NABARD, so that it can be channeled to the poorer sections of the society, especially in the rural areas, through the